Hi guys, and welcome back to part 2 of what has joined my movie collection for November. So guys, we're going to jump straight into the special label editions, and what better way to start than the Criterion Collection Edition 1000. This absolutely monster Godzilla box set is huge, absolute beast, and it is incredible. Absolutely love the artwork on it. This sort of cartoony, graphic, colourful artwork, almost like pop art. It looks beautiful. So this is the Showa era collection that dated from 54 to 75. I think it dated from the original 1954 Japanese Godzilla. It doesn't have the American sort of re-edited version with Raymond Burr, but it does stretch all the way to Terror of Mechagodzilla, I think, is the last one in the box set. And in this set, each page has information regarding the movie itself, and some artwork as well, some sort of drawn artwork, which is just absolutely stunning. It really is. And the presentation is just absolutely incredible. I mean, Criterion always do such awesome work for their releases, but this is above and beyond. It's absolutely beautiful, especially if you are a fan of this series or you want to sort of learn more about Godzilla and sort of the franchise. And then at the back of this huge edition are all of the discs. As you can see, they're all slotted in at the back. 8 discs, even though there's more movies. I think there's maybe 14 movies. Some have 2 per disc and some have 3 per disc. The original Godzilla has a disc of its own, so I haven't yet watched any of these, even though I have seen the original Godzilla about a year or so ago. I watched that, the Japanese and the American version. I am looking forward to giving this box set some serious time because it is absolutely gorgeous and very, very awesome. I don't buy too many Criterions for the collection, but when they come up with something like this, just you have to do it. There's no way not to have this in a collection like mine. It's just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, very happy to add those Godzilla movies to the museum. So that, guys, is the only Criterion of the month. Next up are the only 3 arrows of the month, and all 3 of them are limited editions. So we will start with The Hills Have Eyes Part 2. So, not a great movie. I'm not a big fan of the original either. So the fact that Wes Craven made this just before A Nightmare on Elm Street is quite interesting. It's different to the first Hills Have Eyes. It's got a different feel to it. It is more sort of like a comedic Friday the 13th / slapstick slasher, I guess, in a way. It's not a great movie. You can typically tell any movie that has a dog featuring a flashback of the time it met a murderous hillbilly is not going to be good. So honestly, I don't quite know what Wes Craven was thinking. But credit to Arrow, they did release the first Hills Have Eyes in this awesome limited edition style box, and they've done the same with part 2, so at least they go well together in the collection. Again, typical with all these limited editions, it's a hard, rigid slip box. There's a original poster and there's a booklet all with production material and behind the scenes information, which is pretty cool. So I did watch this when it arrived. It's the first time I'd seen it. I'd seen the original a couple of times, and both times I wasn't a fan, to be honest. I prefer the remakes. Alexander Aja's remake of the first one, I think, is a brutal modern horror. I don't want to say masterpiece, but it is very good. It is very good. But yeah, Hills Have Eyes, I'm not a big fan of Wes Craven's originals. But yeah, that arrived. So part of the Arrow collection. Now also picked up Nightbreed. Clive Barker's Nightbreed. It's not the cable cut. That I believe does go on for about 3 hours or so. There are a few copies on eBay. Last time I checked, it was about $2,000 for the cable cut edition. So hopefully that eventually gets released as a more sort of widespread edition. For now, I will stick with this Arrow limited edition. I believe this one's on for maybe 2 hours, 2 hours 10. Yeah, 2 hours. So yeah, I have seen this once. It was a few years ago. So I am looking forward to revisiting it. I haven't done it yet, but I think the characters are very interesting in it. And my friend John here in Australia, it is his favourite horror movie. He actually went to see it at a screening in Sydney not too long ago at the cinema. So yeah, very happy that that one received the limited edition treatment. And last but not least is John Landis, the best werewolf movie ever made as far as I'm concerned. American Werewolf in London, absolute classic. Rick Baker's transformation makeup, practical effects are just unrivaled even today. The werewolf transformation scene in this movie is just incredible. So again, similar to all these limited editions, we've got the poster, we've got the behind the scenes booklet. This one's actually quite thick, with so much sort of interesting information. Again, guys, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I haven't delved into this one yet. It only arrived last week. I have seen the movie probably 3 or 4 times, but I will happily watch it again now this edition's arrived. I imagine the picture quality on this is the best it's ever looked. And yeah, Arrow always do such amazing jobs with their limited editions. So yeah, very, very happy to see Arrow did American Werewolf in this awesome edition. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I would love to see also American Werewolf in Paris receive some nice treatment. I only have a cheap sort of DVD version of that, so that will be nice to add, even though it's not that good. I also have RoboCop coming at the moment from Arrow in that sort of limited edition style as well, so hopefully that will arrive by next video. Right guys, so that was it for the Arrows. Next up was an order from Powerhouse, their Indicator label. I've mentioned this before, that these guys are fast becoming one of my favourites. And I ordered a lot of these. These were cheap, or cheaper than standard when they first released, because I bought them as a bundle pack. So I picked up the Missionary there with old Michael Palin. I also picked up a Nicholas Roeg movie, Track 29. I've never seen this before, but Teresa Russell, Gary Oldman and old Doc Brown. I'm looking forward to watching this one. I don't really know much about it at all. Similar to, and I've said this so many times, guys, these Indicator range, they are absolute gold. You know, finding so many cool movies that are in this series that I've never heard of before, and that's why I love picking them up. Again, Bellman and True, it looks like it's a bank robbery heist, and it's got Bernard Hill, or King Theoden from Lord of the Rings. Looks like it could be a very, very good movie. So as you can tell, you don't really get too much to go on from the back of the boxes, other than the special features that are inside them. It doesn't really tell you much about the story or pictures from screenshots from the movie. So the artwork on them, though, is always very good, just like this one, Charles Bronson's Breakout. And Charles Bronson is an absolute, or was an absolute legend. Robert Duvall as well. So that one looks very cool. Also, never seen it. Badge 373, another Robert Duvall. Again, looks very interesting, like a sort of 70s sort of cop drama. I might be wrong. Birdie, an early Nicolas Cage movie. I have seen this one quite a while ago. This was from the 80s, early 80s. Matthew Modine as well. So Birdie, I'm very glad to actually have in the collection. I think I saw this years ago on TV, maybe, and I wasn't quite sure what I was watching at the time. I think I might have been just a little bit too young to appreciate it. So very happy that Indicator has that released. And also Hussey, Helen Mirren, young Helen Mirren. So again, never seen this one before, never had a copy of it in the collection. So yeah, very happy to sort of discover that and see what it's all about. Now, one of the limited edition box sets from Indicator was this volume 4 for the Hammer boxes. I have all other 3 editions now. I have shown them in previous videos. So this is volume 4. As far as I'm concerned, Powerhouse, the guys that actually run the Indicator label, they can just keep releasing these again and again, these Hammer editions, volume 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they're amazing. They're great. After watching the William Castle box sets 1 and 2, I was really craving more of these sort of old style horrors, and these Hammer editions are just brilliant, these old horrors. I haven't seen any of these, the Revenge of Frankenstein, the Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, Taste of Fear and The Damned. I'll be honest, I haven't seen either of these. for either none of these. But again, I'm really looking forward to giving them a go. These boxes and just the love and attention that these movies are given, especially on a high definition format. And this one was limited to 6,000, maybe? Yeah, limited to 6,000. So there's quite a few made, and they don't typically sell out immediately. You know, they are still available, you know, weeks and months, even some, honestly, years after they've come out. I think the label's been going for a couple of years now, maybe. But you can still get some of the original boxes. It's a shame that that more people aren't really picking these up, because they are just so well designed, well presented, and there's so much love that goes into making them. I just think it's probably the style of movies. There's not too many people today collecting physical media that wants to own movies like that. But yeah, very happy that those arrived in the collection. Now, I picked up one from Severin this month, and that was Wax Mask. Dario Argento presents. So this was originally going to be Lucio Fulci's last movie, but unfortunately he did pass just before filming began, so they had to call in, I believe, a special effects expert or someone who worked on special effects, maybe for Demons and a few other movies. I don't know his name, apologies for that. But this movie was pretty crazy, really. Typical sort of Italian giallo sort of movie, in the respect where this killer is stalking his victims and killing them. You can't quite see who it is. He's got his black coat and his hat on. You can't really see who he is. It's made in 1990, so it was at the end of that sort of great sort of era, that period for Italian horror cinema. This was a lot more gory than I was expecting, the practical effects, but that's probably because of being directed by that special effects guy. It was very much House of Wax basically borrowed from things like Reanimator as well, even though, well, yeah, it came out after Reanimator. Even towards the end, and this is going to sound completely stupid, it even had something that reminded me of Terminator at the end. There was a very sort of C-grade, low-budget endoskeleton, but it was pretty fun. Yeah, I really did enjoy it, I'll be honest with you. Like, there's a picture of it there almost. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. It's not the best movie that has come out of Italian cinema. It's by no means the best, but it was good fun. So I'm glad I've added that one to the collection, and Severin have created this pretty cool slipcover for it. So that was my only Severin of the month. I picked up a small order from Eureka from the UK. Now, I like ordering from Eureka because those guys have free shipping around the world. It doesn't matter how much you order, if it's just one or if it's 10, it doesn't matter. It's free shipping. So, you know, those guys are really good to order from online, and their selection of movies is great from around the world. We've got this time The Dogs of War, Christopher Walken there. So very happy that one has arrived. Never seen it, but I'm looking forward to watching it. Christopher Walken is always a legend. 3 movies with old Sammo Hung. I did watch earlier in the month. I watched his Wheels on Meals movie. Wasn't the greatest. I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest, but I do appreciate him as a director, as an action star and a choreographer. And these are apparently 3 of his most popular movies, especially Eastern Condors. So I'm looking forward to giving this trilogy a go when I have the time. So that was a cool addition. And last but not least from Eureka is a George A. Romero adaptation of a Stephen King novel I have never seen, The Dark Half. Never seen it. So this sounds very intriguing. Basically, writer whose character creation maybe comes to life and killings start occurring. It sounds like a tale that's been done a few times before. But yeah, really looking forward to this one. And again, it's got a very nice sort of early slipcover that's available for the first batch of orders. So The Dark Half, looking forward to it. I'm sure there's a few people watching this who have seen it, but I'm yet to sort of delve into that one, so I'm looking forward to it. Now guys, I also picked up just one from Dark Force, the Dark Force Superstore, and that was Mirror Mirror. Never thought this old horror movie would get a release on Blu-ray, but it did. There's, I believe, 4 sequels, or maybe 3 sequels. I'm not too sure. I did order the second one as well. That has Mark Ruffalo and Veronica Cartwright in it, but that hasn't arrived as of yet. But I'll wait for that one to arrive, and then I'll give this one a go. Again, never seen it, but I did watch the trailer when this was announced, and it did look really good. I thought this looks like a movie that I would enjoy. So very happy to pick up Mirror Mirror. And also, thanks to another horror book that I'm reading at the moment, I ordered It's Alive trilogy from Scream Factory. So it's not the Bad Movie Bible, it's a different book that I picked up from Sydney that I've been reading all about horror movies throughout the decades. And I got on to It's Alive and realised I didn't own any copies of it, none at all. So I did a bit of research online to see what versions were available, and luckily this one was on Amazon. So it's got all 3 in there. It's got the original It's Alive, It Lives Again, and then Island of the Alive. I think there was quite a big gap between maybe the first and the second and third, maybe just from the second and the third. But yeah, happy to add them to the collection. I think it's quite an iconic sort of cult horror series. So that has joined from Scream Factory. Now guys, last but not least in the special labels was a pretty good order from 88 Films in the UK. So 88 Films have a range of Italian cinema, slasher cinema, and also Asian cinema. So first of all I picked up was Crime Story, or Jackie Chan's Crime Story. Now I haven't watched this yet, simply because I'm waiting till I own Police Story, Police Story 2, New Crime Story. I want to get all of them in the series before actually delving into this one. This isn't the first in the series, so because Jackie's playing the same character, I want to make sure I've got them all before giving this one a go, and I've never seen it, so I'm very happy to pick this up, but I will wait until I've got the others before giving this a go. And I did mention in one of my earlier videos I want to get more early sort of Jackie Chan cinema in the collection, and 88 seemed to be releasing a lot of his earlier movies, so that's good. So Crime Story and Jackie Chan again, The Protector. I think they've just released as well one called Miracles, which I'll have to track down as well, but for the time being, yep, The Protector as well. Don't really know much what to expect. Danny Aiello. I expect it will have a lot of his typical stunts that he does. Typically, you know, lots of over-the-top action, maybe some cheesy comedy in it as well. But that one looks really good, The Protector. Now, speaking of 88 Films and their slasher classics range, I picked up Terror Train. So this continues on the range. This is number 41. So they have just released Christmas Evil, which I've just placed an order for as part of the Black Friday sale. So maybe it will arrive before Christmas. If it does, I'll be able to give Christmas Evil a go. But yeah, Terror Train is their next in line that's arrived as part of the Slasher Classics collection. This is an odd one with David Copperfield, the magician, in it. So I'm looking forward to giving this one another watch. It's been many years since I've seen this, one of Jamie's earliest. But yeah, very, very happy that they are finally continuing on the Slasher Classics collection, because it, you know, they stopped for a while, and we didn't think they were going to actually do any more of them, but yeah, continued on, which is very good. And speaking again of their Italian range, I've picked up a few to go into the collection this month. And the first one was Killer Crocodile 1 and 2. So this batch of movies, 1 and 2, also got a release from Severin not too long ago, but I did know 88 were going to release it as part of their Italian collection, and they also number the Italian editions as well. So in order to keep the collection going, it was good to sort of pick it up from 88 instead of Severin. And also the fact that 88 have released both movies in this sort of hard, rigid sort of box as well. Slip box is pretty cool. It's like an extra thing you get. So Killer Crocodile 1 and 2. Never seen them. I did watch the trailer to both of them when it was first announced, while Severin were announcing them, and it looked pretty funny. So yeah, I've got a friend here on Facebook who lives in Australia who watched these, and he put up screenshots in his post saying that it was one of the best things he's ever seen. I don't know if I'm going to agree with that, but the pictures look pretty good, pretty funny. So that was Killer Crocodile 1 and 2. Now, from the same director as Killer Crocodile is Karate Warrior, again part of the Italian collection. So it's number 53. in the Italian collection. It's pretty much the Italian version of the Karate Kid, I'm led to believe, by the director of Killer Crocodile. Again, I haven't seen it, but yeah, it's going to be pretty much identical to the Karate Kid, I can imagine. So yeah, very happy that one arrived too, and it's nice that it's got a slipcover as well. And also 3 more from the Italian range, the Paganini Horror. Again, never seen it. And this also got a Severin release. So it seems these two companies, 88 and Severin, are picking the same or similar type of movies to release as part of their range. But again, I went with the 88 films because it's cheaper for me to import from the UK than it is from America. So plus we share the same region code here on Blu-rays as we do in the UK, with the same region B for Blu-rays, whereas America's region A. So you do have to play some of the American ones on a multi-region player if that's the case. So picked up Paganini Horror. And 2 very cheap were Hands of Steel and Old Fulci's Touch of Death. So again, these are number 34 and number 18 in the Italian collection. So I don't have them all. I am still going to try and collect them all, go through and get them when they're cheap, get them either as part of a collection or a series. The Black Friday sale they've just had, I did get 25% off a few more that I ordered as part of the Black Friday sale, so hopefully they will arrive for next video. So I picked up both of them as well. Guys, so that is it for the special labels. Now let's jump onto the box sets. Got quite a few pretty cool box sets this month. A couple that have arrived from Germany, and that is the Monster Squad and the Gate 2. So, Fred Decker's Monster Squad, absolute masterpiece. Guys, same movie did arrive a couple of months ago from Germany from the same label. They're called Wicked Vision, and that's their logo there, the eyeball. Now, the media book that I got of the movie, it was in the German title Monster Busters, which is on the cassette here. So, Monster Busters. But when they announced that they were releasing a Blu-ray version in this old VHS retro box, and it had the English title with the box cover that I always remember from the video stores, I had to get it. Even though I've got the same disc, the same movie. Again, you probably know me by now. This packaging means just as much to me as the actual movies does. And I had to get this as a lover of old VHS and growing up from collecting movies from the very beginning. Yeah, I had to get it, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I've mentioned about the movie before. I absolutely adore the movie, and the fact that it's presented in this old style video box, these are becoming more and more popular. It seems more releases are getting these old VHS style boxes, which is cool for collectors and very nostalgic. And if we open it up, it's just magnetic, and then if we open it up, there is an original poster at the top. There's some postcards with all the different monsters, and then we've got the 2 discs as well on Blu-ray and DVD editions of the movie. So we've got Fishman, the Mummy, the Wolfman, Scott Nards, you've got Frankenstein and Dracula. So yeah, very cool. So very, very happy that the Monster Squad got such an awesome release from Wicked Vision. So that was from Germany. And if you are a fan of the movie, I would recommend tracking this down because I think it is still available. And yeah, very, very cool. And at the same order, I picked up the Gate and the Gate 2. Now, I don't own these movies at all. I know there's been various releases over the years of the Gate and the Gate 2. I have seen it many years ago. The first one, I haven't seen the second one before. But the Gate, yeah, it's very cool. And again, VHS style box, looks like it's been not even rewound all the way, but it's cool. And then again, it's exactly the same as Monster Squad. When we open it up, we've got the poster, and we've got some postcards, and we've got the movies both on Blu-ray 1 and 2, individual discs for them. So yeah, that's very cool. So they arrived from Germany, guys. I'm a big fan of these old retro VHS boxes, so that's cool. Also got this one from America, 3 from Hell. So this version came with the Disco Sucks t-shirt as well. I did watch the 4K version of this about 3 weeks ago, maybe. I did enjoy it. I thought it was more of a direct sequel to The Devil's Rejects than it was closer to House of a Thousand Corpses. I mean, obviously it is a sequel to The Devil's Rejects, but I was kind of hoping maybe they'd have gone back to a supernatural sort of element where we were introduced to Dr. Satan at the end of House of a Thousand Corpses. It didn't. There was nothing supernatural about it at all, really. It was just a sort of a nasty, grimy, Rob Zombie-esque sort of road movie with these 3 killers. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, so don't really know if I want to watch it again anytime soon, but as far as Rob Zombie movies go, I think that trilogy at least is the best that he's done. So yeah. Also picked up Doctor Who, season 10, old John Pertwee. Probably my favourite Doctor. I didn't catch too many of the old episodes when I was younger, so I'm revisiting them now, sort of in my sort of 30s. But I think he's fantastic. When I was younger and I realised that he was Wurzel Gummidge, and I watched that when I was a kid, it blew my mind. So this limited edition of season 10 is very cool. They are releasing all the old series in these type of editions, and again there's like episode guides as well inside it, which is very cool. So I got this as part of the Black Friday 30% off sale at JB Hi-Fi, so I got it cheaper than it was when it first released. But these are actually selling out quite quickly. I've noticed the previous seasons that I was able to pick up on this range have now all but disappeared here in Australia, so they don't last forever. There are other collectors here that like them too, so I was very happy I was able to pick that up in the sale. Now, from Amazon.com, cheap, half price, was the Universal Classic Monsters 30 film Blu-ray collection. This is an absolute monster. It also comes with a very, very cool book, if we can just slide that out, detailing sort of the Universal legacy of the monsters and behind the scenes material. So I haven't watched any of these yet in this box set, but I have gone through this booklet, which was a very interesting read. I've seen a lot of these movies already. I do have various box sets from DVD and from Blu-ray of like Dracula and Frankenstein and the Mummy, but Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Jr. Absolutely just classic actors. Boris Karloff as well. Yeah, I mean, these, as far as sort of horror cinema goes, these are just iconic, absolutely iconic. Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah, so very, very happy I was able to pick this up, and it was half price. So yeah, when that arrived, I was over the moon. Even though I haven't delved into it yet, I know they're always going to be in the collection if I do want to sort of give them a go. So yeah, very happy. And also in a similar size and style box, square box, I picked up Batman Beyond, the complete series, the limited edition. Came with a pop figure of Batman. Also inside it came not only with the sort of digipack, if I can just take the lid off and just slide this out, guys, so you can see it. So not only did it come with the digipack of Batman Beyond, the animated series, it actually came with 4 lenticular sort of postcards, which are very, very cool. So I'll just show you them first, because these are awesome. They're not magnets or anything, they are just like thick postcards, but these lenticular, probably not going to move too much now, but yeah, they are awesome. If we had a frame or a small frame, they'd be great great up on the wall. So there's 4 of them that it arrived with, which is cool. And I actually imported this one from America, even though we did get it here in Australia. The movie version of Return of the Joker on the Australian version was DVD only, and I believe it was cut. I'm not quite sure what was cut, what scenes, or if it was just some dialogue. I don't know. I haven't done too much research into it. But the American version has the movie on Blu-ray, and apparently it's the full uncut version. So yeah, I was happy to import it in, and it arrived great. I don't really buy pop figures really unless they come in collections like this. I have had like sort of loot boxes in the past that's had them in, but I'm not really too big on pop figures. I'd rather spend my money I have for my collection on actual movies than pop figures. But this digibook is very awesome. You can see it shining there in the light, which is cool. It came with a episode guide as well. and then all the discs. So disc 1's currently upstairs. I am watching it at the moment. I've watched about 6 episodes. So I'd never watched it when I was younger, even though I watched the classic animated series, and that is absolutely stunning. I don't think this is as good as that, but I'm enjoying what I'm watching of it. So yeah, I'm very happy to pick that up and add it to sort of my DC and Batman editions. And the artwork on the box, again, you can see it all shining as well. It's very awesome. Very, very awesome. Cool release. Very cool release. And next up, we'll jump from DC, we'll jump to Marvel. So I picked up the Spider-Man Far From Home Xavi Steelbook exclusive box set. So this is the third one they've released of these. First one was Captain Marvel, and then the second one was Avengers, and now they've done this Far From Home edition. So just like those other two, it does light up. So I'm just going to switch that light off, guys, and then you can see the actual box flashing as it lights up. It's very novel. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So a few people, and I've said this before in my other videos, guys, a few people did cancel their original orders of the first one when it arrived. They just weren't happy with the quality. I'm very happy that I kept them, and now that this is a third one released, I think they're going to look great together in the collection. The Steelbook was exclusive, I believe, to Xavi, so I don't think you could actually get this Steelbook anywhere else but from Xavi, so it's a very nice addition to the collection. And the best thing about this release are the pins that have arrived in here. So inside is the Peter's suitcase, similar design to what he actually has when he goes away to Europe. You see him with this suitcase in the airport. Now if I just take the lid off before I show the art cards, these pins are absolutely gorgeous. Really, really cool. Yeah, so 6 pins, and the same thing happened with the Avengers and Captain Marvel. They came with collectible pins as well, but these Spider-Man ones I think are absolutely awesome. And then there are also, if I can get it out of the lid, it's a bit stuck. 1 second, there we go. Is inside postcards from different places around Europe where we visited, and they actually are postcards, which is pretty cool. I think that's quite a novel idea for a movie that's set sort of abroad, outside of America. Yeah, so neat little touches. A little bit extra than just buying the standard steelbook. You get these extras along with it, which is pretty cool. Now it is a lot more expensive than just the standard steelbook, so you are sort of paying for these extras, but yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great, and I'm really glad I did keep my Marvel and Avengers orders, because now that's 3 of them done. I just hope that, you know, for the next Marvel release, maybe Black Widow when it comes out, Xavi will do the same thing, do another edition of it. I hope they're selling well enough for them to keep doing them. So yeah, very cool. Now we'll stay on Marvel, because I also got another Marvel set in the Black Friday sale from JB Hi-Fi, and this was Phase 3 Part 2. Now this is the 4th box set that JB Hi-Fi have released, identical looking to this, with different characters on the front and the sides and the back. Phase 1 was green, I believe. I might be wrong. No, Phase 1 was red. I just looked at it now. Phase 1 was red. Phase 2 was blue. Phase 3 Part 1 was green, and now this is grey. You can see the grey colour there. So yeah, I'm not too sure if anywhere else in the world release these at all. I've never seen them anywhere on all the sites that I look at and all the people that post up around the world on my various different groups. I don't know. I think maybe JB or here in Australia is the only place you can pick this up. And inside is Phase 3 Part 2 movies in their individual boxes. So we've got Black Panther, and we've got Infinity War, and we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we've got Captain Marvel, all on Blu-ray, not 4K. Endgame, and then again another Spider-Man Far From Home Spider-Man Far From Home. And also inside here, which I haven't opened up yet because I did just get this weekend, inside here there's lots of memorabilia. There's like a coin from Wakanda from Black Panther. There's a passport from Spider-Man, I believe, from Spider-Man Far From Home. There's small posters from one of the Avengers movies. There's lots of different memorabilia inside here, so I won't open it now, guys, but I am looking forward to sort of dipping into seeing what's in there. And it's just nice again for them to keep this range on. I was a bit upset, like a lot of collectors, when Marvel didn't release a Phase 3 collection similar to the briefcase for Phase 1 and the Power Orb from Guardians of the Galaxy for Phase 2. They completely skipped sort of a nice addition for Phase 3. So, you know, at least they decided, or JB or whoever's designed these, at least they've sort of kept this range going with similar looking box sets. So yeah, I'm happy that has arrived, and that completes the Marvel Cinematic Universe in these style of boxes. So very cool, very cool. I was still on box sets, guys. I did get a lot of box sets this month. Was this very cool original Italian Job, the Michael Caine movie, so it doesn't have the remake in it, with Edward Norton and old Marky Mark. This is just the original 50th anniversary edition, and it is very classy, very beautiful. You've got the Union Jack there in black, you can see shining in the light. And on the back, I haven't taken the actual sort of cover art off yet, so you can kind of see what's inside it, but I will open it up. And inside we have got a very cool photo book. This is a Self-Preservation Society, the song. Right, lots and lots of swag, so hopefully that doesn't knock things over. So first of all is this very cool book. Filmmakers, big photos again from the set. That's a very awesome shot there, Michael Caine. Benny Hill. I forgot he was in it. What a legend. Yeah, very cool behind the scenes shots there. So it's got a pretty cool booklet. End scene hanging over the cliff. Yeah, so we've got poster. There's even a driving license, UK driving license card, I guess from the 60s. We have got also a Italian Job certificate, and then we have got the actual movie itself, which is in a digipack, and again more sort of art cards, postcards, posters. So yeah, it's there's not too many movies today that get released with this sort of love and attention, especially for older movies. I remember back when I was collecting DVDs, you know, a lot of movies got released in boxes like this, and they just don't sort of come out as much anymore. So again, I guess it's the decline in physical media. And there's the 3 discs, which is cool. It's got all 3 different colors of the minis, which is awesome. So yeah, very cool. So that, I am very happy arrived, and it wasn't again badly priced for a box set of this sort of caliber with all those extra features and additions inside it. So I'm happy that one has arrived. And last but not least in the box sets is another absolute monster. Studio Ghibli, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. So, old legend, old Hayao. This is one Studio Ghibli I've never seen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've seen a lot of them. I have these editions, these anniversary editions in these huge boxes, absolutely massive. But this is one I've never seen. Never seen this one, so I'm looking forward to giving this maybe a Sunday afternoon that I've got spare. I'll give this one a go. I think at least the ones that I've seen, I think are just wonderful, absolutely magical. Sometimes I can get a little lost in the stories themselves, but the animation is just beautiful, works of art. But this comes with a hardback book. Absolute massive book. Now this book alone would have cost a fortune, you know, cost of books today are very expensive. And this hardback book, which is full of hand-drawn sort of storyboards and artwork, background scenes, it's absolutely massive. Plus it's got text based on sort of what the images are. Yeah, it just keeps going and going. Absolutely beautiful. So if you are a fan of Studio Ghibli, again, I think these editions, these white boxes, again, are only available in JB Hi-Fi. I haven't seen them released anywhere else, so I might be wrong. Guys, if you're watching this and you do know any other sort of countries that have released these, then please, leave a comment. But as far as I'm aware, at least at the moment, I think there's only Australia that have these. So inside is the DVD/Blu-ray of the movie. There are, again, some art cards from the movie in an envelope, and inside this top section here there's an anniversary coin, a gold coin that's been created specifically for this release. So very, very, very awesome, these boxes. I did think that they'd stopped releasing them. It had been a while since the last one came out, and do have all the others that have released, but then on the coming soon section on the JB Hi-Fi website, this one appeared out of nowhere. So I waited for the sale, and I was lucky enough to pick it up cheaper than brand new. So guys, that is it for the collector's editions and box sets and special labels. So there's one more to go, and that is the German bust that has arrived this month, and that is for Basket Case Trilogy Edition. Look at that. So it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, this movie, and the bust is pretty horrific of the old conjoined twin. But Basket Case, it is a classic sort of horror movie, and this bust edition is amazing. The wicker basket that it's in, and the actual writing on the actual box itself is very, very nicely presented. And Belial, I think it is, the demon. Yeah, he looks great. He looks great. And in the back, we have the trilogy of the movies, again released in a digi pack from Germany. So that's awesome. And there's also a t-shirt in there as well, a Basket Case t-shirt it came with. So that's nice that that's slotted in the base as well. So I will just spin him back around and open up the digi pack for any fans out there of the Basket Case trilogy. So inside here there is the poster, again original poster, and then we've got the DVDs and the Blu-rays. So I'll just spin them open. DVDs and Blu-rays, Basket Case 1, 2 and 3, and then in the center, sadly again in German, I won't be able to read the information that's in here, but yeah, it's a very nice release. It's limited to I think 300 in the world, so I was very happy to be able to pick this one up. It was a long time coming. It has been pre-ordered for over a year. It was unsure if the company was going to be able to get it out in time, or was ever going to release it, but eventually it did. So yeah, very, very happy that that one arrived in the collection, and I will find a space probably in one of my glass cabinets to put it in. It is pretty heavy, but it should be fine on one of the glass shelves. So guys, that is part 2 done and dusted. So that's another 40 odd minutes. So again, I'm glad I split it up into 2 parts, otherwise an hour and a half video in one sitting might have been too rough to get through, but hopefully you've enjoyed it all. And again, I thank you for watching, and yeah, all going well guys. Same time next month, it'll be just after Christmas, and I have placed an absolute mega order for Arrows, for Severin, for 88, for Indicator, and my first ever Vinegar Syndrome order. So they will be shown off in next month's video. So guys, thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it, seen some additions that you like the look of, and I will see you again next time. All right, thanks guys. Cheers. Bye.